your source for what's happening in Hampton Roads. I'm your host, Michelle Seeger. Unless you're a cage fighter or a professional wrestler, much of your professional and personal success depends on how well you deal with other people. But what happens when a community, school, or a workplace is struggling with that? You call in the experts, two of whom just happen to be in our studio today. Gentlemen, we are glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Well, I'd like to talk to you first. As the president of the Virginia Center for Inclusive Communities, what is the mission of your organization?
Well, the Virginia Center for Inclusive Communities works with schools, businesses, and community groups to help them achieve success through inclusion. And what we recognize is that when students feel a sense of belonging in schools, when they don't face bullying, when their teachers are able to connect with them, they're more likely to show up, they're more likely to raise their hand, they're more likely to do their homework. And so schools are more successful if they are inclusive. And the same is true for our workplaces and for our communities. And so our work is about bringing workshops, retreats, assembly programs, training and consulting that helps those different institutions within our community to be more successful by leveraging diversity and creating a space that's inclusive.
Great, and so sort of in line with that mission is the Humanitarian Awards that you all do. Tell us about that.
That's right. So 50 years ago, the Virginia Center for Inclusive Communities was then known as the Virginia Region of the National Conference of Christians and Jews, the NCCJ. And with its interfaith mission at the time, the organization was working to bring together people from diverse religious and racial backgrounds and to celebrate them through an awards dinner event. And here we are 50 years later celebrating that tradition as we recognize the quiet heroes of our community as well as those champions who are in the public eye, people who are making a difference through their personal and professional outreach to build bridges across the lines of difference.
Interesting. Now, Mr. Cantor, you're the chair of this year's dinner.
Yes.
Tell us about sort of what will go on and some of the people who will be recognized.
Well, as Jonathan said, you know, it's first of all, the dinner is a very important thing because there are 4 dinners held across the state in any one year, and it accounts for almost 60% of the revenue of the organization, which enables them to do these programs. They've been able to diversify the revenue from different sources now, but it's still at around 60%. Mm-hmm. And so, as Jonathan said, I mean, I think that the program itself is just terrific in that it just helps people attack any form of prejudice, discrimination. The bullying thing was a big aspect in the local area. A lot is done with the local school systems and with some of the private schools in this area. And so the people being honored have really done exceptional work in humanitarian areas. There's one who's involved with having orphanages in Nicaragua. There's one that's done a lot of educational work in South Africa. There's one who has been very big in the local Catholic community. He was one of the founders of this new St. Patrick's School, involved with the Barry Robinson Foundation. And so all of these people have done terrific work in humanitarian areas outside of their normal work. Ooh. And so it really takes a lot of extra effort, extra passion, dedication, and they're really well-deserved honors. And it helps us expose the organization to the community more. Some of these people, believe it or not, were not even familiar with our organization, and we reached out to them. And we weren't familiar with all of their different organizations. I knew 2 or 3 of them. Jonathan knew 2 or 3 others. Mm-hmm. Some of the other people on the committee knew others. And so it's just important to get the word out that such an organization exists and what its purpose is. And it's increasingly successful.
Yeah, absolutely. And really quick, where can we get tickets, more information?
So the Humanitarian Awards Dinner takes place on March 27th. They can go to our website, which is inclusiveva.org, or call our office at 804-515-7950. We'd love to have a broad community participation in this year's event as we celebrate the 50th Awards Dinner.
Absolutely. So for more information about this event or the VCIC itself, visit inclusiveva.org. For Hot Ticket, I'm Michelle Seeger.